I'm John Wheatley, a division scientist with 3M Company, and I'm going to talk to you today about 3M1 film.
Okay.
So what we're showing here is a breakout of how displays have been made, LCD displays have been made for many, many years. They're very complicated. So you have a light guide, and then several films, which can include diffusers, reflective polarizers, prism films, and then an LCD panel. And this is basically the way displays have been made for 10 years. And what we're talking about here at SID this year is where we're radically changing that.
Okay.
So the technology that we're talking about is called 3M1 film. This is a developmental product, and that's one film with no space, 3M1 film. And this one film would replace all of those, and within this one film you have diffusion, collimation, and reflective polarization. So you can do it all just with one film.
So is that 3-into-1 at this point?
That's the functions of 3-into-1, but it is actually just one film. It's not
Right.
it's not a physical lamination.
Right, but you're eliminating two films for one film at this point.
That's correct. So go from 3 down to 1. In some applications there are 4 films, so it's actually the chance to go from 4 down to 1.
Sure.
There are many different things that we can talk about this. The performance is as good as a cross prism film, for example, in a diffuser, so a 3-film sheet. One of the things we're emphasizing at SID this year is just the green aspects of it. So if you look at all the films that can go into a display, you typically do. Here's an example of some of those, but it's not just the films that go into the display, it's also all the liners and such that went in there as well, so the intermediates. It's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
And so there is the potential to eliminate many, many millions of pounds of plastic every year just by going to a single film, eliminating all of the intermediates and the packaging, the shipping, and all of that, as well as the liners, and then going to a single film. There's a big green story here, in addition to a lot of performance attributes, which I could also talk about. So one of the things that we like about this film is that the viewing angle, unlike a prism film, is very monotonic and smooth. I want to show you what I mean by that. So this shows a brightness versus angle, the luminance versus angle curve of what you would have with a typical 3-film stack of cross prisms and a diffuser sheet. And you can see, as a function of angle, it takes a very fast dip, and the brightness goes down very rapidly.
Yes.
And then it also can invert, and you can have brighter regions off angle. And that's not really attractive for a good viewing experience.
Sure.
And then what we have with one film is you can actually essentially meet that same peak luminance. Then you have the nice, smooth, what we call a monotonic, very smoothly changing luminance profile that we think is a better viewing experience and a lot more available light.
Yes.
Lastly, the industry has been using prisms to make displays for a very long time and dealing with the consequences of using prisms. And there are a lot of built-in costs, inconveniences, and just slow speed of development issues that the industry has been dealing with for a very long time. And so, for example, moire, and then the things that you have to deal with moire, modifying the pitch, biasing films, that type of thing.
Yes.
Color mura, the viewing angle things that I was mentioning.
Yeah.
That steep brightness profile that I showed can enhance your ability to see warp, and of course prisms can be damaged or damage other things. So there's a lot of things that you have to do to deal with prisms, but we don't have them with this product. And so
Because they're all integrated together?
Because the way the optics of this multi-layer film works differently than prisms, so we're actually not refracting light as you would. We're using a different mechanism.